Hey guys, Josh Carter here with One Objective. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 5 must-haves if you're new to kayaking, so stay tuned. Alright guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, we're going to be going over the top 5 must-haves if you're new to kayaking. Now, like I say, some of you guys that have been kayaking for a while, you already got some of this stuff, so it might not be that important to you. But for the people that are just getting into kayaking, we get questions a lot from customers on what all they need before they hit the water. We're going to kind of dig into this. I'm going to go from the not so important to the very important, and so that way, there's like a couple of these things you might not need, you might not want, but I'm just going to tell you that it just makes life a little easier and a little more enjoyable out on the water. Now, what I am going to say is that I didn't add a paddle to the top 5 list. That being said, because there's so many different brand kayaks out there, people come in all different shapes and sizes, so you're going to need different length paddles or different size paddle, whatever, for whatever kayak that you use. Now, some kayaks don't need paddles, they have a pedal drive system, or you're going to use a motor or whatever, but you still need a paddle. But long story short, we didn't add that to the top 5. I wanted to add a few other things that I think some people overlook when it comes to getting their kayak to the water and all that. So anyways, we're going to dig into this. Number 5 is going to be the Yak Attack Roto Grip. This is perfect for certain kayaks that you might just have like a little bungee strap to hold your paddle, and that's fine. Sometimes to me on certain brands it's a little inconvenient where it's at, or I just want something that I can, if I'm fishing, and I can put it in there and snap it down real quick, and if I need to make an adjustment, I can grab it out real quick and get back to paddling. Or if you're just floating down the river with your friends, getting tired, you don't feel like paddling no more, you just want to sit it down for a little bit, this right here will lock your paddle in to your kayak. And a lot of times we'll put 2 on there, depending on how you put the front of your paddle in and all that stuff, but a lot of times 2 really secures it pretty good. So I'd say number 5, that's a must-have when you're going out on the water, just to make life a little bit easier and convenient while out on the water. All right, number 4, now this might not be so important to everyone, but if you're getting into kayak fishing, you want to get into tournament fishing, where you're doing the catch, picture, and release. You got to use your cell phone, so you can submit it to your apps and all that stuff. So fish jump, you're trying to hold your fish with one hand, you're holding your camera with the other hand, and fish jump. So, and we've seen it a million times where they'll jump up, either you drop the phone because you're trying to catch a fish, or the fish knocks the phone out your hand, or you just lose all control of your hands and you just drop it in the water. I don't know, but it happens. It happens when you're out on the water and you're messing with cell phones. So I'm going to say number 4 is going to be the Rogue phone tether. This right here has saved me a couple times. Sometimes I'll sit my phone on my knee, and if I just took a phone call or something, I'll set it down real quick, and I've stood up just forgetting about it. You set the hook on a fish, you stand up or whatever, and the phone falls, and it could have fell right into the water, but I had it hooked to my life vest, and it's around your phone, and it just it's on a bungee cord, so it'll fall down and hit the side of the boat, or might fall into the water for a second, but you always get it back. So I'm going to say the Rogue phone tether is it was tough putting it at number 4, but for a lot of you guys that some people, they don't even care about having their cell phone out on the water because they're there to get away from everything, get away from social media and all that. But if you're buying a kayak and you want to get out there and you want to take pictures of your fish that you caught, or show your buddies and all that stuff, the way the world is right now, we all got a cell phone with us all the time, it seems like. So why not protect it? These cell phones ain't cheap. I mean, that right there is $19.99. I mean, it's hardly anything when it comes to trying to save a $500,000-$600,000 phone or whatever you got. So definitely a must-have when you first buy your kayak. All right, on to number 3. I'm gonna say the top 3 on one of the most important things to have for your kayak when you first buy it is the Yak Attack Tow Flag. Now, the reason why I say that is there's a lot of idiots out there on the road, okay? Let's just say that. Let's just clear the air there. There's a lot of idiots out on the road. A lot of people ain't paying attention, especially if you're hauling at nighttime and stuff like that. You got to either hang it off your trailer, you got it hanging off the back of your truck. Now, if your trailer's long enough and you don't hardly have anything hanging off the back, that's fine. I still recommend using it, but it's just a little added protection. For some states, too, it's a law. If you got some of your feet hanging off the back of your truck or trailer, you need to have a tow flag anyways. But for some, it gives them a little more notice that, hey, I got an extra 2-3 foot hanging off the back of my out of my trailer or my truck. So that way they have a chance at seeing it. But like I say, that's number 3. And the reason why that, like I say, that's number 3 is I think it's very important to protect your investment. You don't want to ruin your day, or, you know, right before you're going to the lake or coming back from the lake or river, and some idiot runs into the back of your kayak because he didn't realize you had that much hanging off the back of it. So I'm going to say, like I say, that's number 3. So make sure you get one of those. Also, all the products I'm showing you in this video is going to be down there in the description below. We'll have links to everything. So make sure you go check that out. All right, let's go to number 2 on the list of must-haves when you buy your kayak. And this one is one that isn't talked about, I'm going to say, a whole lot. We don't get a lot of questions about this, but when somebody does ask, hey, what is something, you know, what is one of the top things I should have when I buy my new kayak? And one of the things is you want to have a good tie down system. You're going to be transporting these things to the rivers, to the lakes. Some of us are making long trips, especially if you're getting into kayak tournaments where you're going to be traveling to lakes all over your state or to other states. You want to have a good tie down system, something that you know isn't going to fail you, and you know it's going to stay tight, and you don't have to keep checking it every daggone 10 miles, it feels like. So, but I'm going to go with the Yak Attack pull straps. Love these. I have used other brands. We've been using these for the last 2 years now, and we don't have any issues with it. I know when I can strap my boat down, I don't have to worry about it just coming off somewhere random down the road or having like super loose straps. And every once in a while, you're going to get a strap that's just going to loosen up a little bit when you first tie it down because you're bouncing up and down the road. But you know, it's always good after you go about 5-10 miles down the road for the first time, and just make sure everything's good and snug, and then head on down your way. Now, the one thing you don't want to use is ratchet straps. Ratchet straps will tear a kayak all to pieces. I've seen it happen. I've seen it on the forums. I've seen, you know, people asking questions, how come I got this bad crack in my kayak, or it's a bad dent in the kayak, and it was from using a ratchet strap. Ratchet straps will tear things all to pieces because you got so much leverage, you can just keep cranking on it. These pull straps, I mean, you can really crank down on it, but you'll never get it as tight as you would with a ratchet strap. So I'm going to say number 2 is going to be good pull straps from Yak Attack. You got to have a good tie down system. You want to make sure you get your kayak there and get your kayak back. All right, guys, we are down to number 1. The number 1 top product to have when you first buy your kayak is a good life vest. I stress this all the time on our podcast show. I stress this all the time in our post. And you know, the crazy thing is, I get a lot of hate for this. You know, a lot of people are like, it's my decision, I'll do whatever. Well, I'm not the law. So when I'm telling you, hey, make sure you wear your life vest, it's just me implying that, look, let's be safe. Let's make sure that when we go out fishing, that we come back home to our family. I get it. Sometimes they're uncomfortable. When it's really hot, it's uncomfortable. That's why it's important to spend the money and get you a really good life vest. Go to these kayak shops. They're more than willing and love to help you out with fitting you with the right life vest, and you know, something that's going to be comfortable. See if they got a kayak sitting on the floor. Put the life vest on and go sit down in it. See how it feels with your back up against the seat. All that. And NRS has a really nice life vest system. Yes, they are expensive, but you know, it's hard to put price on your life, the way I see it. And plus, like I say, those life vests, it don't feel like, especially if you're out on the water 10 or 12 hours a day, it doesn't feel like you've been wearing a life vest all day. But there is other options other than NRS when it comes to, you can get inflatables. If you do get inflatables, make sure you spend the money. I know Onyx has got a nice one. I've just had some issues with Onyx with them going off prematurely. I've actually flipped a kayak, flipped a kayak a couple years ago, and it didn't go off properly like it should have. It took it a long while for it to go off. Make sure you spend the money if you're going to get an inflatable, that you get a really good one. And Mustang makes a really good kayak life vest. If you'll see some of our fishing videos, that's what me and James wear a lot, is the Mustang life vest. Now, if it's cool outside or I'm going to go wading, I'm going to wear my NRS, just because, for one, if it's cool, it keeps the heat in, and two, if I'm wading and I trip and fall in the water, I don't have to worry about my life vest going off and then having to redo the the charging system on it. And also, they have a maintenance, so every year, every 2 years, something like that, I can't remember how it is, you need to change your charging system in it. So, and they get kind of pricey. They're about $75 to $80 depending on which one you have. But like I say, the number one is a life vest. Get you a good one. But when you take that kayak out of the shop, make sure you got you a good life vest. I think that's really important. And a lot of people, the reason why we get a lot of slack is a lot of people are like, well, it's hot and I can swim fine and this and that. Well, you can't swim if you flip the kayak and hit your head on a log, or the kayak comes around and hits you on the head. I've had that happen when I flipped it that one time I was telling you about. So it can come down and hit you on the head, it hit you right and knock you out. So you can't swim when you're knocked out. So it's key to make sure you have your really good life vest. So, but other than that, guys, that is the top 5 must-haves if you're new to kayaking. I know a lot of you guys that kayak fish all the time, y'all have some of this stuff, or y'all have other things you like to use, and that's fine. There's other good products out there. This is just some of the products this is all the products that we use on our kayak. So I know they work. That's why we like to, promote them as much as we can. So, but like I say, if you're getting new into kayaking and you want to get a couple of things that's going to make life really easy, especially for your first trip out, check out these products. Also, check out some of the other products we have on our webpage at oneobjectivebf.com. We got fishing pole holders. We got all kinds of other accessories, motor accessories, all that stuff. So we can get you set up. But if you're just getting into it, check out these top 5 products. I'm going to have a link in the descriptions below, so you can go check out these products and then whatever else we have on our website that you're interested in. Other than that, guys, if you think that something else should have been in the top 5, that maybe something should have been taken out that you think that should be in the top 5, let us know in the description below. I'd love to hear what you think is very important to have on your kayak when you first go out. So, but other than that, we'll talk to you later, guys. Y'all have a safe weekend. Y'all have a safe Memorial Day weekend, and share those fishing pictures with us. See you later. Bye.